Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day to you. That's depending where you are in the world. I'm in London. We're doing the nighttime devotion from the devotional Christ Triumphant. The title today, All Heaven Hears Our Praise and Thanksgiving. Malachi 3:16. Then they that fear the Lord spake often to one to another, and the Lord hearkened and heard it, and a book of remembrance was written before him for them that feared the Lord and that thought upon his name. Two classes of witnesses are presented in the prophet's words. That would be Malachi's. Of the first class it is written, Your words have been stout against me, says the Lord. Ye have said, It is vain to serve God. And what profit is it that we have kept his ordinance, and that we have walked mournfully before the Lord of hosts? These words describe those who ought to have better presented the precious truth, who ought to have been an example to those newly come to the faith. For all who follow him, the Lord has prepared a rich feast of heavenly things. He has ordained those who follow him shall not walk in darkness, but shall have the light of life. The Lord does not call upon his believing, obedient followers to cover the altar with tears, but to walk cheerfully and happily along. Malachi turns away from the dark picture that Satan presents to these professed followers of Jesus, for it is a libel on the pattern character of God. Satan has framed this picture for the contemplation of poor, unbelieving, mourning souls, and they have hung it up in memory's hall where they can gaze upon it. But the Lord has presented another picture for the contemplation of every believer. Then they that feared the Lord spake often one to another, and the Lord hearkened. Do the believers who meet in their small assemblies in humble churches or in private houses often look upon this picture framed by the Lord of hosts? What a hope-inspiring picture is this, where the Lord is represented as bending down and hearkening to the testimonies borne by his witnesses. What inspiration it should give us to consider the fact that all the heavenly universe is represented as listening with pleasure to the words that are spoken, exalting the name of God in the earth. The words to which God and the angels listen with delight are words of appreciation for the great gift that has been made to the world in the only begotten Son of God. Every word of praise for the blessing of the light of truth that has come in messages of warning and that has dispelled the darkness of error is written in the heavenly records. That title again. All heaven hears our praise and thanksgiving to God. And it started off talking about Malachi, who talked about the two types of people. Those who maybe speak about God, but don't set an example or speak well, and don't live life in joy, knowing that God is full of hope and happiness and joy. And then it mentions the others that do believe, the true believers who are full of God's love and joy. The hope-inspiring picture that he gives us, because he came down and spent that time with us in the form of Jesus. And what inspiration there is with the words we get from his word, because he is with us always, before us, around us, fighting our battles and waiting for us to join him in the heavenly kingdom? Are you looking at the light or the darkness?